American with Nicole, certified nutritionist. Thanks for being with us, Nicole.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I know that you work with a lot of clients and you're really able to help them with a lot of things that most nutritionists can't do because of your education, which I always say how much I appreciate that. But we're going to talk about dental work. And you know, my wife, who you're helping, has had issues and she has to go to Las Vegas and see a specialist, and it's making a difference. And, you know, some of us have had dental work done, 50 years ago, especially older people. So we're going to talk about the good and the bad dental work. Which do you want to talk about first, the bad or?
The bad, for sure.
Okay.
Much like your wife, in my intake questionnaire that I go over is, what do you have in your mouth? Gold, silver, porcelain, what's going on in your mouth? Have you had dental issues? And almost every single person is like, why do you ask that question? And the reason is it is a huge part in what plays in your sickness, in your health, in your gut, in your brain, all of that. And I'm going to give an example. I have a client who, she came to me about 2 weeks ago and she was like, I feel terrible all the time. And I am bloated and I look 9 months pregnant. And we started going through the intake and I got to the dental piece. And she said, I've had a root canal, but it's really no big deal. Okay. We got on to bloating. And she said, well, after I had my root canal and they found out that a portion of my jawbone had been eaten away, I was like, what? So we delved deeper into that. She had such a cavitation in her mouth from a root canal that nobody had seen. It was so infected, it had eaten a portion of her bone in her jaw. She was sick from that. She had an infection down into her spine, it turns out, from the cavitation.
Wow. They couldn't see that on an x-ray?
So there's the kiss. There's the smoking gun is right there. No. A regular dental x-ray, no, they cannot see that. They look at the bone, they look at the tooth, and to see if that's grown around it. And if it's fine, they move on. 5 years. 5 years, they told this woman she was fine and she was just having phantom pain. So I told her, happened to be, just by the grace of luck, she was going to her new dentist the next day. And I said, can you please ask them for a cone beam CT scan? Because this guy was a biological dentist and she just happened to fall into him. So went the next day, she called me that night and said, how did you know? And I said, because you can't tell on regular x-rays. You have to get a cone beam CT scan. And that will show down deep where that infection is. So dental work is nothing to just shy off. And you got to think, if you have mercury, if you have silver fillings, if you have anything but good porcelain fillings, when you drink coffee every single morning, you're heating up that lead, all the metal in your mouth, you're heating up. And where is that going? Up into the brain. Brain fog, lethargic, gut issues. She's a world of difference because she got a cone beam x-ray.
Yeah. And now that's the one that goes around your head, right?
Yeah.
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 It's a $300 x-ray for a couple seconds, but it's
so worth it.
Different. Yeah. And my wife just had a little bit of mercury removed. I was telling you before we started talking, it's made a difference. She feels better immediately the next day. Yeah. Just getting the mercury that was leaking into her system out. And, there's other work and so on to do. But, to encourage people out there that are listening to this, what kind of symptoms would indicate that it might be a problem with your mouth?
If you have had any kind of dental work done, and then say you just don't feel right afterwards, and it keeps going. And a year down the road, you think, God, since that dental work, go back through your timeline and see what your smoking gun was. It doesn't matter if it's 10 years ago. I had a root canal done probably 6 years ago, and I had jaw pain that shot right up into my eye. And I thought, God, this guy just didn't do a good job. Went to another dentist, and he said, and I knew better. I said, can you please do a cone beam on me? And sure enough, it was coming up into my eye.
Wow. Yeah, I know. Last time they said, "Oh, you need a root canal." Take it out.
And Steve, you couldn't have said it better. Take it out. I just listened to something the other day, and I was like, they are so right. In America, we're really vain. We're like, don't take that out of my mouth. It's got to be pretty. Take it out. Put a porcelain one in.
They can put a new pretty one in there.
They can.
Just no metal. Last thing, right? No metal.
No metal. Get it out and go to the proper dentist. Go to a biological dentist or go to a holistic dentist, because that's the other thing that I want to leave with is just don't go to any dentist and have them take this stuff out of your mouth. That can release it into the brain, and it can cause massive problems.
Absolutely. Thanks for bringing that up. That's what happened to my wife. They didn't get all the mercury, and then the cap broke, and then there's problems, and now she got it cleaned up, and like I said, immediately felt better. So appreciate your knowledge, Nicole, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks for being with us.